Hello everybody, I've got another repair video for you. I've got my coffee. So we're on to a good start. Right, after a recommendation from Craig at New Drum Junction, a gentleman called Chris has sent me two Class 58s. He states one doesn't work at all and the other one works really slowly. So he's also supplied me with a bag of spare parts, should I need them. And we have two locos, all very well wrapped. Right, so we'll put one to one side for a minute and we'll concentrate on the other one. Now I don't know which one this is, but we will soon find out. I've got the soldering iron on. I've got the test track on as well, which is probably why you can hear the humming in the background. The old Hornby controller that I use does hum a bit. I'm looking to replace that at some point or another. And I'm also looking to replace this test bench as well at some point in the very near future. So here we have the first one. It is a Rail Freight Class 58001. On first inspection, the wheels don't look to be too bad, so we'll get him on the track and see what happens. Make sure all his wheels are on. Yeah, it's looking alright, I think. Right, let's see what happens. Oh. It's a bit. Yeah, he's a bit jittery, but he's working. So we'll put that one to one side for a minute. I think all that one's going to need really is a thorough good clean. So now we're on to locomotive number 2. We've got EWS. EWS Class 58033. Okay. On first inspection, the wheels all look to be in reasonably good condition. Both traction tyres are missing off that one, so that's not going to help very much, but it should still run. So let's try it anyway. Okay, so full power. No, absolutely nothing, completely dead in both directions. No, right, okay. Now it's got a bent tension lock there, so that needs to be straightened up. I suppose we can do that now. Aha! Right, so first things first, we need to fix the front cab. That shouldn't take too much of a fixing, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. But straight away I've noticed both wires are disconnected from the motor, so yeah, that's not going to help matters very much at all, is it? Right, first things first, let's see if we've got any power to the motor. So we connect one crocodile clip to the bottom terminal, one to the top, turn the power on, see what happens. Perfect, excellent. So that means our motor is definitely working. Right, okay. So all we need to do now is reconnect these two wires to the top and bottom terminals on the motor. Tin the wires. It should work. Right, it's definitely working, but it's not going anywhere now. I'm suspecting that's probably the traction tyres that's doing that. The wheels are most definitely engaged with the cogs, so I don't think I've got any cogs slipping anywhere. Just turn this manually. Yeah, that's definitely all locked up, that is. That should be fine. Right, okay, so what I'll do now is I'll take this bogie out, put some new traction tyres on this one, and then we'll see if it works. There you go. That's freed the motor assembly now away from the bogie, and then all we do is just stretch the tyres on. Like so, and then the other one. Like so. And then that should just clip straight back in, which it has. That goes back into the chassis. A jiggly pokery going on here. There we go, we got him. Right, now then. Oh, that's a bit stiff there, that is. Now what that usually means is I haven't got the motor back into the chassis properly. So let's try putting it in, that end in first, and then that end. That felt a little bit more positive. So we try again, clip it in, there, that's much looser now. So if you ever put your bogies back together and you do find they're a bit tight when you're trying to make them pivot, that is 9 times out of 10 usually the problem. Right, so let's test this yet again. Yeah, I think he's on. Right. Yeah, that's definitely working now. It's amazing how much difference those traction tyres make. Right, he's working, but he's very noisy. Right. So what I'll do now is I'll video how we go about cleaning the one up, and then I'll do the other one, and then we'll get them both tested out again. So first we give it a good wash down with IPA. One spot of oil at the front of the motor, one spot of oil at the back, and then one spot in each one of the axles. Apply a very, very tiny amount of silicone grease to the cog at the top here. So I've placed a small amount of grease there on the worm gear and a small amount on the small gear here, and that will hopefully then transfer grease then round toward the other cogs. So what we will do now is we'll apply power directly to the motor. Turn the speed up about a quarter of the way. Now grease is now being distributed around all of the cogs. Right, we'll leave that for 5 minutes and then we'll come back to it in 5 minutes. Okay, that's been running long enough, so we turn him off now. There we go. Disconnect the power. So now we go to the other side. Pop the bogie out of the front wheel assembly. We'll clean the contacts on the back of the wheels here. Same again on the other side. Good washed out IPA, and then when the IPA is dry, we put a spot of oil on the axles. Clip the bogie back in again. Right then, going back on the track and see what happens. Right, I've got the rail freight one apart. Interesting development. This is the one that Chris was saying that was running a little bit too slow. On initial inspection, I would assume that it probably just wanted a blooming good clean and a service, and it would have been fine. It was still running a little bit slow, even after I'd lubricated everything. So I thought I'd go around and loosen the screws off to these cogs here. Now, this is one of the screws that I've taken out, and as you can see, the head of the screw is far smaller than the rest. And I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's threaded all the way up. Now what was happening is, as the cog was rotating in a clockwise direction, it was actually tightening the screw up and pinching the screw tight onto the cog. So of course, on loosening it off, it completely freed the whole thing up and the motor was spinning freely. Only problem then, of course, is eventually it started to go tight again. So I needed another screw. So I wasn't feeling much hope for this, but strangely I've got one. And that's what it is. So if we compare that with the other one, you'll see that that has got a shank on it there, which prevents it from tightening up on the cog, and also the wider diameter stops the cog from moving back and forth as well. So that keeps it central, whereas this one, it was missing. Although they are the same thread, it just needs that small little shank on the end there for it to work. So that can go back away in the parts bin, and we will replace it with this one. Directly holding this so that I'm not touching any cogs. We turn the power on, and as you can see, it's now running really nicely. Okay, now one of the other things I wanted to show you as well is the soldered joint here is not very good at all. So I'm going to desolder that, strip back the wire a bit, re-tin it, and then reconnect it back to that end. you're able to get hold of a pair of these tweezers, these are really great, these are, because these ones pinch tight. So I'm able to hold a piece of wire with them without it burning my fingers. Obviously when you're using a normal pair of tweezers and holding a wire like that, well, me especially, my hand starts to tremble a little bit as I'm trying to hold it. But because this already holds it for me, I just got to hold it loose in my hand, and I'm able to do it free-handed without my hand shaking too much. Right, now that should be ready to go back together now.